was fun, and I filmed a lot of videos that I meant to film like a while ago, but I never like got to it. So it was definitely good to experiment with the different forms of videos, role plays. If you guys followed this whole Vlogmas journey, then you saw like I was doing all kinds of different content. Today's video is one of those chill videos, and if you see, I still am wearing the same outfit and makeup than in the last video or in the video that will be out tomorrow, because I have a couple of calls that I have to get into and I don't have time to change, and I'm actually kind of feeling this makeup and come on, like having the same makeup and outfit for 2 Vlogmas videos is a pretty good deal if you believe that I filmed 25 videos total. Well, I still got 2 videos to film after this one, but today's video, I really wanted to address this video to those of you who don't feel good during the holidays, to those of you who feel estranged by their families, to those of you who feel lonely during the holidays, and for those of you who, like, the holidays might be a harder time, even though we know it's a man-made tradition and nothing actually changes, but I feel like society's pressure, like, we can still feel it, right? I kind of just wanted to have a chit chat about it and encourage you a little bit, because yeah, I just wanted you to know that you are not alone with this, and there are other people who struggle, and I guess I can open up a little bit about my own struggles. I won't go into too much detail because that's a part of my life that, yeah, I don't feel comfortable sharing like completely on the internet, which is funny, right? Because I share about my dating life, but when it comes to like family stuff, struggles, like I don't really want to talk about that, because I also don't really want to invest any sort of like energy into it. But what I will say is that I understand the anxiety that you might be having going into like family dinners, certain questions that you're gonna be asked, especially if you're younger, in your teens or 20s, and I listened to this podcast on like how to like prepare yourself for that sort of stuff, and in the podcast, it was a Jay Shetty podcast. I don't know why my hair is all over the place. Oh well. It was a Jay Shetty podcast, and he said that before you go into the family dinner, have a like do some breath work, do some yoga, do some meditation, do something that makes you feel good, and that will help you. Another thing, just don't, like, if you're someone who is kind of like the odd one out in the family, or you get asked questions that you don't want to be asked, like whatever it is, right, like job, relationship, just don't discuss about any of that. Like, just, for example, the other day, I'll just give you an example, and this is really just a whisper ramble, but it's specifically tailored to you guys who feel, yeah, just not that great during the holidays, and I just want you to know that you're not alone, and this is a safe space, and there are people that will love you, support you, and understand you. And yeah, family relationships can be complicated because on one hand we want to spend time with our family, but on the other hand, sometimes, not every time of course, our family, like our blood related family, is giving us a hard time, you know, and in varying degrees of course. So the other day I was at a family get together. It was a birthday, it was not Christmas related, really pressured just like by all that outside noise. And he basically said like, oh, you know that you have a biological clock, right? Like, I don't even know what me going to Portugal has to do with the biological clock, but he was basically saying like, oh, you know, you have a biological clock, right? And I was like, yeah, I don't really care about societal, what did I say? Like, I don't really care about societal norms and pressure like that. Like, I just do my thing. And the funny thing is, like, basically my mom, she has 3 sisters, and my mom and one of her other sisters, they had kids at a very young age. My other 2 aunts, they didn't have kids until like their mid-30s, and they're thriving, you know, they're thriving. They just made sure that they were in that place that they wanted to be in, whereas my other 2 aunts before them, like, I don't know how to explain it, but everybody's on their own timeline, and like, of course there's biology and like all of that, you know, but everybody is on their own timeline, and don't let yourself get pressured. But also, so the way I responded, I didn't give into discussing. I didn't try to fight him on it. I just said, I don't really care about societal norms like that. And then he was like, oh, okay, what else is he gonna say? So try to respond in a way, like, if it triggers you, that's okay, but don't let the other people know that it triggers you, because it's just gonna get worse. Like, try to just stay calm. That is my advice for you. But also, if maybe you don't have a problem with like your family asking you certain questions, but you just don't get along with them as well, I understand that. And there is that pressure of like the holidays, like I gotta hang out with my family, and you could, so where, for example, what I did this year, again, another kind of like private thing, but I'm gonna tell you guys about it anyway. There are a couple of family members that have crossed the boundary for me personally, and that I just felt anxious being around and anxious spending time with. So I asked my family, because like, I guess maybe not everybody, but in my video where I talk German, I talk about like my family traditions and everything. But basically, I asked my grandma, my dad, and like all those people that invited me if I could just come on a different day. So for example, usually I would see my grandma on the 24th, and I asked her, hey, do you mind if I just come on the 25th, because that's still Christmas and my aunt's still gonna be there and stuff? And she was like, sure. So that way I avoid seeing those family members, because let me tell you, you do not need to spend your time with people who drain your energy. And if you really can't find a way around it, just try to stay in your own energy, stay with yourself, say positive affirmations to yourself, don't lose your cool. Just, yeah, this is a very specific message, but I just feel like I should share it. Maybe some of you guys will need it, I don't know, but I just felt like talking about this, because I feel like, by the way, this bug's flying through the video, because I just feel like I'm not like the only one who feels this way, you know. So try to stay calm, and if you can, maybe you can avoid those certain family members somehow. For me, I managed to completely avoid them this year, and certain family members or whatever, just try to stay calm. And there's probably other family members that you get along with, so focus on those people, focus on the good, try to focus on the good, or ditch Christmas altogether. I don't know, I feel like it should be more accepted to opt out of things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Christmas. This year I wasn't really in the spirit. Like, I loved all the Vlogmas related stuff, and I'm excited for the 25th video, which is gonna be so cozy. I loved that, but when it comes to like the actual celebration, like, I wasn't really in the mood. But now I feel better because I took that step for myself to make it more comfortable for myself, and in any way, shape, or form you can do that, do that. If you have to download a game on your phone so you can be distracted or whatever, and if someone is trying to trigger you, just don't react, because they can't trigger you if you're not getting triggered. Does that make sense? Like, if someone is trying to, I mean, no one really asks me these questions anymore, but you know, when I was younger, people would always ask, like, oh, so what are you gonna do for work? Like, how long are you still gonna stay at your mom's house? Like, stuff like that. Just don't react to that. Just, I don't know, either give them like a neutral, straight out answer like I did with my other family member. I was like, I don't really care about that thing, those things, or just don't react. And to those of you who feel lonely during the holidays, even if you have family or maybe you don't, I don't know your situation, it's okay. Right now, I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I only have like a couple people that I would consider like close friends, and I don't even see those people that often. And I feel like I need to start over, start a new life, you know? And so what I'm trying to say is I understand you feeling lonely, because true connectedness nowadays is rare. Like, we all have social media, and like, the world is very socially connected, and don't get me wrong, like, I love social media, but true connectedness, that is something that I feel like we all are lacking and we need more of. And I just want you to know that you are a valuable human being. You are good the way that you are, and you are gonna find people who vibe with you. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Like, you will find those people, I promise you, because I am so certain that I will find those people for myself too, and you will find your tribe. You will find people that will love you for who you are. And in the meantime, try and be your own hype man, hype woman. Try to, in whatever way that is, hype yourself up and be your own biggest fan, because that is the most important thing, even if you do have friends and people. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to let you know that I see you, and like, whatever it is, whether you feel lonely or you're anxious and worried about the holidays, or I don't know, I kind of wanted to make this like a personal attention video where I like comfort you, but it became more of a ramble, more of a conversation between you and me. Whether you feel lonely or you're just anxious because of whatever family dynamic, you are not alone. And I think one important thing to remember is this too shall pass. Like, the holidays, or even like New Year's, like, don't feel the pressure of New Year's. Like, the last couple of years on New Year's Eve, I really did not do much. And if it helps you, another tip is, if you are spending New Year's alone or with your family, or like you don't have any like exciting plans or whatever, don't go on social media. Don't go on social media for the next 2 days until New Year's, like all that hype is over. Just that's just gonna make you feel worse. Same with Christmas. If you feel triggered by seeing how other people spend Christmas, don't go on social media. Okay, don't do it. Because it's just gonna, yeah, make things worse. Like New Year's Eve, like watch a movie or something like that. Like, don't, in case you're, because a couple of years ago, I literally spent New Year's Eve by myself in my bed. So, yeah, and then the year before that, 2 years before that, I was in Canada in a club. That is how crazy life is. Life is up and down. That is how crazy it is. One moment you can be alone, and the next you have 5 new friends. So believe in that. Believe in your power. Believe in that things are gonna work out for you, whether it's the beginning of the year or whatever. Things are gonna work out for you. I guess this is kind of a follow-up to the Lucky Girl ASMR video, because I just wanted to, yeah, let you know that there are people out there who are struggling during the holidays, and particularly like a week ago where I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with like the certain family members that I just don't vibe with. They don't vibe with me either, you know, and I just didn't want to be in an uncomfortable environment, and I thought I was gonna have to endure that. But so when I thought it literally kept me up at night. Like I couldn't sleep because I was like, what am I gonna do? Like it's gonna be uncomfortable. But just take a deep breath, relax. You got this. I believe in you. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of respect. Don't let anybody disrespect you, but also don't get triggered. Just stay calm. Seriously, self-love and staying calm and not reacting. That is the best reaction that you can have to things like that. Just try to, yeah, not lose your calm. And if you're lonely, like I promise you, there are people out there for you. You're not gonna stay lonely forever. There are so many people that are lonely nowadays, but you are worthy of being loved by, yeah, a supportive group of people. And you got this, and I got this, and I hope this little pre-Christmas pep talk helped you a little bit. I honestly, like, this was just like very specific, but I just felt called to talk about this because I feel like so many people nowadays like have dysfunctional families or friend groups, and it's important to look after your mental health just as it's important to look after your physical health, and that's gonna be a big one for me in 2024. Like I'm telling you, like a big one. And for example, like what I always say is, just because someone doesn't vibe with you or they are toxic to you, like maybe your guys' dynamic is toxic, it doesn't make them a toxic person. Of course, there are toxic people out there, like we all know that, but just because you have a problem with someone doesn't mean that person is toxic. At the same time though, if someone doesn't like you, it doesn't mean you're a bad person or you're a toxic person. Some people just don't vibe. And the thing with family, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say in this rant, that is there to encourage you, but I'm really just rambling. I hope this is encouraging. The thing with family is we are born into it. We don't choose it. We don't choose it. It is, and sometimes it's like Russian roulette, right? Like sometimes it works out. Sometimes we are born into a family that aligns with who we are, sorry, my stomach is going crazy, that aligns with who we are, that aligns with our soul, and we have a good relationship with them. And other times, that is just not the case, because you don't know how you're gonna grow and evolve, and how your family members are gonna grow and evolve. So friends, you know, and your relationship, that is chosen family. everybody's situation is gonna be different. Like for example, I love my mom. We don't really have the same. We have like some disagreements, but we have a lot of things in common, and we do a lot of things together. But there's other family members that I don't vibe with as much, and that's okay. All I'm saying that if you are one of those people who struggles with their blood-related family, there is a chosen family out there, and Christmas will pass. It is only a tiny, 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 tiny portion of the entire year. And honestly, next month we should all be at the beach. Next year we should all be at the beach on Christmas or something. But so yeah, I hope this helped and encouraged you to know that you're not alone, and that it's okay, and that you will get through this. And I know that this was very vague, but I think you know when you know, like you know if you're one of those people that is affected by this or not, right? Nevertheless, I wish you a wonderful holiday season, a wonderful time with your loved ones, whether that's family, friends, or on your own. Honestly, you know, a wonderful time on your own, a wonderful time in general. And yeah, I will see you soon. Thank you for watching my rant.